Hello, everybody. Welcome to Contrarian Row. I am the Contrarian 357. Well, the demented duo has not ceased to amaze us with their lunacy. Their Alzheimer's-like activity continues. On February 13th of this year, a Russian comedian posing as the Prime Minister of the Ukraine called Maxine Waters. And guess what? She fell for that shit hook, line, and sinker. Have a listen.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Hello, good morning, dear representative. This is Prime Minister of Ukraine, Vladimir Groisman.
Good morning. This is Maxine Waters.
I'm glad to hear you. First of all, I want to tell you that we are really appreciate what you do regarding our country.
You're so welcome. I was surprised to hear that you had called me, but I'm delighted to talk with you, and you're certainly welcome.
So I want to talk with you about sanctions against Russia, and I have a conversation with Senator McCain, with Senator Graham, and they told me they will stay to try to keep the sanctions.
Yes, that's my understanding.
And it's many other issues that I want to tell you that we also think that we should to make new sanctions, especially because of last case, because they involved in internal politics of Limpopo. Maybe, as you know, it's Russian hackers attacked their servers, computer servers.
So they hacked into the election system?
Yeah, they hacked election system in Limpopo, and he made his political puppets, I believe, a new president.
Limpopo.
Yes.
And were they able to determine, control who got elected?
Yes. So they changed election company there. It's more they did more damage for them than for the U.S.
Oh, they did even more there.
Yeah. So it's.
Well,
I think the
who
U.S.
Who are the experts that run that operation for them?
Who was ideologue? Putin.
Who is responsible for being in charge of the hacking of the election systems that caused them to win?
It was advisors of Putin.
Now, if you would like to hear this phone call in its entirety, I'll put the link to this video in the description box. So, this comedian, this so-called PM of the Ukraine, was able to convince Maxine Waters that Russia hacked the election of Limpopo. Now, if you must know, a place called Limpopo does exist. It's a province in South Africa. And supposedly, this hacking of Limpopo was worse off than the election of the U.S. election. Is she hearing this? And why would anybody just hack a state election? Wouldn't you want to hack a national election instead? Now, if this isn't bad enough, in the worst case scenario, this could have been a treasonous act. And she was oblivious to the whole thing. Amazing. Speaking of living in oblivion, apparently she doesn't know how old she is either.
Our millennials are a force. I recognize it, and I was the millennial once. No longer, of course.
A symptom of her dementia is Trump-induced psychosis.
You say Russia's not our friend. Was Obama mistaken to forge military cooperation with Russia in Syria and to try to get a START treaty?
You and I have a different agenda, young man. I'm out to impeach this president. Get that straight. I'm out to impeach the president. I'm not going to be diverted by people who are Obama haters.
You think?
And I will fight every day until he is impeached. I have not called for impeachment.
Look, Mrs. Maxine Waters, I get it, okay? You forgot to take your meds. I get it. But here's my question. What kind of things would you be looking for that to you would be indicative of a Trump-Russia collusion?
If we discover that Donald Trump or his advocates played a role in helping to devise strategy, if they're the ones who came up with crooked Hillary, if they're the ones who came up with she's ill, something's wrong with her energy, and the way that he basically, described her in the campaign, I think that is something that would put the question squarely on the table whether or not he should be impeached.
My God, you know you in the wrong. You know you in the wrong when even MSNBC is pointing out your discrepancies. Just look at this guy's face as Maxine Waters talks about indicators that would lead her to believe that there was a Trump-Russia collusion. Just look at him.
I really do believe that much of what you saw coming out of Trump's mouth was a play from Putin's playbook. I think that when you saw him absolutely calling Hillary crooked, the lock her up, all of that was developed. I think that was developed strategically.
Look at his face, look at his face, look at his face. In his mind, he's going like, where's the nearest nursing home in the area? Look at it. You can't believe it.
They want Trump. Not only will he support lifting those sanctions, he also will turn a blind eye to the expansion that Putin is trying to do. He does not care about them having invaded Crimea.
He's doing it again. He can't believe it. He cannot believe it.
But just to be clear, there has been no actual evidence yet.
No, it has not been.
Okay. I just want to
it has not.
Can someone besides me talk some sense into this woman, please?
If you're talking about impeachment, you're talking about what are the facts. Not, I don't like him and I don't like his hair and I think, what are the facts? I don't like what he said about this or that. What are the facts that you would make a case on? What are the rules that he may have violated? If you don't have that case, you're just participating in more hearsay.
What? Oh my. I wonder why Nancy Pelosi all of a sudden is having a moment of clarity. Oh, I see. Yeah, that explains it, because you know what? She still thinks George Bush is still our president.
And if winning means winning for the American people, that either we win or whoever wins understands the priorities of the American people, and they are not with President Bush. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, President Bush. I never thought I'd pray for the day that you were president again. I've had to fight the Republicans' opposition to birth control, contraception, and family planning. They do not believe in it. And a lot of those people voted for what's his name?
Yeah.
First, he tries to charm you. President Bush tries to charm you. If that doesn't work, he tries to bully you. Clean debt ceiling. I said President Bush. I'm sorry, I meant to say. It's hard for me to say it, you know.
If you think that's bad, though, stay tuned for more.
It was unusual for the President of the United States to go to Saudi Arabia first. Saudi Arabia? It wasn't even alphabetical. I mean, Saudi Arabia. Medicaid is there. In fact, don't take it from me. John Kasich, the governor of Illinois, said, thank God for Medicaid. But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Who is the leader of the Democratic Party right now?
Well, President Obama was the president of the United States until just a matter of weeks ago. I don't think that he can be dismissed as the leader of the Democratic Party. Hillary Clinton did not win the election, but a respected leader. But we have leaders for all different aspects of it. The Democratic Party is a congressional party, and we have leaders in Congress.
But on the state level, it is a party which has suffered tremendous losses in the last couple of years.
It has, but we have a plan to address that.
So there's not one standard bearer that you see as the leader of the Democratic Party?
Well, we're not in a presidential time.
What do you think needs to be done from the top down with the Democratic Party for success in the future?
Well, I've been very clear that we need leadership change. There's no question about it. Nancy Pelosi was a great speaker. She is a great leader, but her time has come and gone.
Agreed. Even though I tend to vote conservative, I think we Americans deserve two viable political parties. And while I'm not a fan of the establishment wing of the Republican Party, the Democratic Party is full of silly but powerful Dementia-crats that is turning the party into a non-message having cesspool. Now, it would be great if Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi would realize that they're in mental decline and step down for the sake of their constituents. But at the same time, I suppose you get what you vote for. You know, all of this talk of Alzheimer's and dementia has really got me depressed. I want to go out on a high note. Hey, Bill O'Reilly, take us home.
You're not nearly as patriotic as we are.
So what does that mean, Bill? We've been listening all morning. We cannot. I didn't hear a word she said. I was looking at the James Brown wig. If we have a picture of James, it's the same. It's the same one,
no,
right? And he's
okay.
not using it
I
anymore.
got to defend her on that.
You're all wrong about this.
I have to defend her on that. You can't go after a woman's looks. I think she's very attractive.
But I didn't say she wasn't attractive. I love James Brown.
I'm a strong black woman, and I cannot be intimidated.
Say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud. Say it loud. One more time. Say it loud.
Look, I have absolutely no problem at all making fun of Maxine Waters. Why? Because she's one of those poverty pimps. She doesn't even live in her own shitty district. I suppose I can't blame her though. She probably doesn't want to live around a bunch of niggas. Anyway, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Do me a favor, please. If you like this video or any of my other videos, please share them. Again, thank you for watching. This is the Contrarian 357 signing off from Contrarian Row. Have a good night.